This episode of Hashtag Trending is brought to you by CDW Canada Tech Talks. If you're passionate about technology and innovation, this is the podcast for you. Join host KJ Burke as he and industry experts dive into the latest trends, insights, and strategies shaping the tech landscape in Canada. Visit cdw.ca/tech talks to tune in today. There's a link in the show notes. And now, back to our regularly scheduled programming. Microsoft goes all in on AI agents. AI-generated influencers flood Instagram. Google is getting ready to fight if its antitrust case leads to a demand to sell off its Chrome browser. And Infosys founder Narayana Murthy reaffirms his call for 70-hour work weeks. Welcome to Hashtag Trending. I'm your host, Jim Love. Let's get into it. Satya Nadella has laid out the future of AI and its agents. Nadella was speaking at the Ignite conference and revealed how integrated agents will be an integral part of the new Copilot rollout. He talked and then had a staff person demo a large series of agents and how they will work with Microsoft products, providing not just assistance, but a new starting point for accessing applications, which could provide a way of unifying all of the Microsoft suite. While Copilot will ship with a number of predefined agents, trained to do specific tasks to assist the end user, Nadella was clear that Microsoft was planning that agents would be so simple to write that anyone could do it. He made the comparison with a Word or Excel document, saying that developing your own agents should be as simple as creating a document. And the agents he envisioned extended well beyond Microsoft products. He gave examples of SAP and ServiceNow agents that would extend these applications to businesses of all kinds. We'll place a link to the speech and the demo in the show notes. It's well worth checking out. AI-generated influencers are taking over Instagram, using stolen content from real models and adult content creators to promote dating sites, subscription platforms, and AI apps. The rapidly growing phenomena, dubbed AI pimping, highlights Instagram's inability to regulate this surge in AI-generated content, creating a new challenge for human creators trying to earn a living on the platform. According to a review by Wired and researchers like Alexios Martsalis, the industry has scaled up dramatically since it was first reported earlier this year. Hundreds of AI-generated influencer accounts now operate on Instagram, using off-the-shelf AI tools to create fake personas and monetize stolen content. Many of these tools are openly available on Apple's App Store and Google Play. Adult content creator Elena St. James reports a significant decline in her Instagram reach, falling from millions of views monthly to under 500,000 in some months. She attributes this decline partly to competition from AI-generated accounts, which use manipulated versions of her and others' content. "I'm competing with something that's unnatural," St. James said. Mansarlis, who documented around 900 of these accounts, warned that AI agent influencers represent a broader trend towards what he calls a blended unreality on social media. He noted that finding more of these accounts was only limited by Instagram's restrictions on his data scraping efforts. The rise of AI-generated influencers underscores the growing challenges social media platforms face in managing AI-driven content and protecting legitimate creators in an increasingly artificial digital landscape. Google has harshly criticized a report proposal from the U.S. Department of Justice to force the company to sell Chrome, its widely used web browser. The DOJ is expected to present this recommendation as part of remedies following a ruling that Google operates an online search monopoly. The DOJ continues to push a radical agenda that goes far beyond the legal issues in this case, said Google executive Leanne Mulholland. Google warned that such a move would harm consumers, developers, and U.S. technological leadership. Chrome currently holds almost 62% of the global web browser market, according to SimilarWeb. But Google Search dominates nearly 90% of the search engine market. For example, the only other player in the browser market with a double-digit market share is Apple's Safari, with almost 20% of the market. But it defaults to Google Search, based on a highly lucrative payment from Google to keep their dominance in search. Critics argue this combination gives Google excessive market power. Judge Amit Mehta, who ruled on the monopoly case in August, called the default search engine feature in browsers extremely valuable real estate for Google. In addition to potentially requiring Chrome's divestiture, the DOJ may also propose measures affecting Google's Android operating system, data usage, and artificial intelligence operations. Google has pushed back, arguing that breaking up its services would increase costs for consumers, weaken competition with Apple, and jeopardize Chrome's security. Investors are closely monitoring the case as Google's revenues from search and advertising recently grew by 10% to $65.9 billion. The DOJ's final recommendations are expected this week, and the case could reshape the tech landscape significantly. And finally, if he wasn't the co-founder of one of the largest outsourcing firms in the world, you'd dismiss him as a cranky old guy standing on his yard yelling at kids. But Infosys co-founder Narayana Murthy is once again drawing criticism for advocating a 70-hour work week and rejecting the idea of work-life balance. Speaking at the CNBC Global Leadership Summit, Murthy reiterated his belief, stating, "I don't believe in work-life balance. I will take this with me to my grave." Murthy first made headlines in 2023 when he urged young Indians to work 12-hour days for decades, citing a sense of duty to the nation. He pointed to post-World War II Japan and Germany as examples of hard work driving economic recovery and argued that hard work is essential for improving the lives of the poor. His proposal, however, conflicts with Indian labor laws which prohibit such extended hours. Murthy, who worked 14-hour days for 6.5 days a week until his retirement, expressed disappointment over India's shift from a 6-day work week to 5 days in 1986. While reflecting on his time with his children, he emphasized quality over quantity, saying, "The 1 to 2 hours spent at dinner were lots of fun." Now, before the folks in Silicon Valley buy into this, we have to say critics have pointed to studies showing that overworking can harm productivity and lead to health risks, including deaths from overwork, a problem Japan has actually faced. Murthy's comments also come as Infosys faces scrutiny for unpaid training programs and delays in onboarding new hires, as well as enforcing a return-to-office policy earlier this year. So I'm sort of guessing making the top 10 employers list might be out of the question. And that's our show for today. Thanks to our sponsors, CDW and KJ Burke's CDW Canada Tech Talks. Check it out if you get the chance. You can find it like us on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And you can reach me at editorial@technewsday.ca. I'm your host, Jim Love. Have a thrilling Thursday.